So it is time to move on to NBA playoffs for us all. Let's bring in our NBA expert coming to us from Compton, California. He's been very good on our show, and we want the winners to keep rolling in. Please welcome Wam Bam 3000 to the show.
Doing it for the people. We're doing it for the people. What's going on?
It is great to see you, Wam Bam. With your guidance, our very own Pistol Pete Loshak has hit 13 of his last 18 NBA bets plus 7.41 units. So we are running nice here on Tuesdays, and you are a major part of it. It's great to have you here on the show, and great to have all the cappers rolling with us. It is time for NBA right now here on Betting with the Bag, or Loshak in the Bag. Let's go. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. The East first round, game 2. Boston up 1-0 in the series. It was a very comfortable, easy victory. TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Atlanta was 500 this year in the regular season, just 17-24 on the road. Celtics 32-9 at home. The pace of game 1 fit Atlanta's pace. The pace of game 1 was 103.5 possessions a game. Atlanta, in their last 10 games, not including the playing games, but last 10 regular season games, were playing at the pace of 102.5 at 7 possessions a game, while Boston had sped up a little bit in their final 10 games, 99.15 possessions a game. Let's take a look at the line history first, and then the cash flow in this spot here. Let's move over to NBA action and discuss what's going on in Hawks Celtics. We have a big favorite in Boston, and it has not moved at Pinnacle. It did briefly. It opened up at -10 at -108. It got to 10.5 at 9:22 this morning. Just an hour and 9 minutes ago, it moved back to 10. So it's exactly where it started. A 1 cent move to the Celtics, -10. From a total perspective, this opened up at 227.5, and it's now at 230.5. And that was a pretty fast pace for a game where only 211 points were scored in game 1, 103.50 possessions a game. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this spot, and then we will set a quick table. We'll hear what Pistol Pete thinks, who's running very nice in NBA, and then we will let Wam Bam deliver the goods. First off, 41% of the tickets and 70% of the cash are on Atlanta in game 2. So there are bigger bets on them. From a total side of things, we have 58% of the tickets and 69% of cash on the over, and the market moving quickly for the over. Celtics, as I said, won game 1 very comfortably. 30-point halftime lead. Jaylen Brown went for 29 and 12, Tatum 25 and 11, and Derek White stepping up in playoff time once again with 24 points. Marcus Smart was excellent all-around game, 11 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Atlanta finished the regular season the highest scoring team in the East, 118.4 points per game. So they were held under 100 points for just the third time this year and the first time since December 7th. Trae Young, 5 of 18 shooting, just 1 of 5 from 3, held to 16 points. He averaged 26.2 in the regular season. DeJounte Murray, on the other hand, looked very good. 24 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, and 3 steals. LJ from H-Town, who will be joining us tomorrow, looking at points, rebounds, and assists. DC Capper leaning towards the Celtics first half. He's on them full game. Spenny Pennybaum says he's liking Collins 15-plus points, 15 or more at plus 185. Brogdon 15 or more at plus 175, and 3 threes at plus 150. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete Loshak. Stay hot in NBA. What are you looking at?
This is going to be a classic cap the capper situation for me, and maybe I'll pull another winner out of my ass. I don't know, man. Atlanta, Boston. Obviously, Atlanta's going to come back fighting in the first half to not get down, but maybe Boston's just too good. The depth, the length, the defense, everything. I don't know. I don't know NBA well enough to know whether Boston is just too good or whether Atlanta's going to be able to fight back. It feels like they just that Trae Young's not going to be that they've solved him and that he's going to have another off game. I don't know. That's the big question. Is Boston just too good? You tell me, Trot Wam.
Take it away, Wam Bam.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Molly Mall, Joe, my man Harrell. Appreciate everybody out there with all the kind words, man. Troy, man, I do hope that we are on the same side. My boy said he's on the opposite side of me, lost his last two bets. Let's win today, my boy. Let's win today. In this game, man, I can only go to the Celtics, bro. They closed the season out being one of the best 3-point percentage holding opponents at 29.4% with their allowing opponents. Started that game one, holding these guys to 17% from three. Man, come on, let's talk about it. They trying to trade Trae Young before the damn play-in even started. You know what I'm saying? They all the stuff come out there. And if Trae can't shoot or he can't dime, what is his little ass out there for? Like, what are you out there for, bro? Just to take up all the shots? One thing about these first two games that we're talking about, the newly acquired players, and DeJounte Murray and Donovan Mitchell, both of them shot the most shots. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're supposed to have something already set. I know this is a new team for Quinn Snyder, so he's going to get a pass regardless, especially going up against the Celtics. And obviously, you still have another opportunity to make this a series by still having an opportunity to win this game. So you don't want to count the Hawks out, but the job is really on the line here for like a lot of the not the job, but the legacy and everything to get back to where they were last year in the Celtics. I think they are taking this as serious as anybody, as much as serious as anybody in the league right now. So I'm not stepping in front of anything with the Celtics, bro. I think that the Hawks, just a bad matchup. I do want to see some of those other guys play a little bit better, like John Collins. I heard someone say about the 15 plus points. I do like that. I think he has to play better. I think you got to get Bogdanovich involved. Both of those guys didn't get enough looks. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of the 25 shots was given to DeJounte Murray. I know, he thinks he has the spot there, but you're shooting 40% from the field. I think we have to make some sort of adjustments there because you're giving it to him. You're giving it to 27%, man, and Trae Young, who can't get nobody the ball. I mean, he had 8 assists, but as much as he has the ball, he's supposed to be having like around 15 assists. So I think the defense is showing there. DeAndre Hunter, I think it's a bad matchup for him. I don't expect him to have a great series in this series. I just think there's a lot of guys that's his size on the other side. That's typically how he's able to eat because he has more of a physical, natural body. He should be able to ball out like that, but I don't like anything to do with the Hawks today. This is something I did not bet here because I want to see where the market was. I want to break this down with you guys, have a little bit more conversation throughout the day because I don't think this spread is moving nowhere before tip. And I don't think we should have to worry about any injuries or anything. So we have time to bet this game in particular here. Maybe a little bit different in some of these other games. I think you may see money coming in on some of the other sides there, but I think this is going to be an even type series because I'm not sure if a lot of people expect the Hawks to do what they haven't been able to do, for the past 2 years, is win on the road, especially in the playoffs. And as far as the Celtics team, I don't think no one wants to jump in front of the bleed green train. They just steamrolling everybody. Everybody's playing together. So I think it's a bad matchup here and all. So if I had the free play for sure, or if I'm desperate for a play by the end of the day before this game starts, it's going to be the -10 with the Celtics, man. That's the only way I would go in this game. And then I'm very close to pulling the Marcus Smart assist. He had 7 assists in the last game. He was only averaging about 5 assists to close the season out within the last 6 games. So he hasn't been able to hit this number crazy, but 5.5 for a guy that, has been that guy. We know that if you've been following us on the show, I've been trying to bet this as much as I can. And shout out to Dan Kelly, you got your wish. You hear me talking, that boy got to make a noise. He just got to make noise. I ain't mad at him. It's just what it is. But no, I like Marcus Smart, 5.5 assists. If that's something I bet, I will tweet that out at -125 is what I shopped and got the best number at. So I haven't bet that yet. But again, in this game, I haven't had an official play here yet. But it's going to be Marcus Smart, and then it'll be the Celtics -10. But I think Marcus Smart may make my card.
It does seem like anytime Lil Wam starts getting excited when Trot Wam's giving out a pick, that pick does really well.
Nasty.
That's true. Yeah. He did that yesterday with Mikal Bridges under.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've definitely noticed that. There he is again. See, there he is again. I've noticed that. What was that? Wow.
Nasty Nate also on the Marcus Smart over assists prop. Dennis Garcia says 230.5 seems high. Abel Alvarez is on the under 230.5. Harold Williams leaning towards the under 230. Darren Turner says if the Hawks cover, this is over. Darren Turner says it went under the other day because the Hawks weren't scoring. If you had a free move on the total, do you think that this has gone too high?
I think it's going under, man. I think it's playoff intensity. Something has to happen on the Hawks defensive side too. I mean, as much as they have to play better offensively, they didn't do nothing on the defensive side. These guys were getting whatever they want. 4 for 7 from 3 for Derek White. I mean, Al Horford did what he wanted to do. He only had 4 shots from 3, but they let him get those jumpers off. And I mean, we know the step back king and Jason Tatum is going to get his just due too. So I honestly don't expect. I think the bad matchup part that I was explaining is basically off their defense. They can't stop these guys, so I don't expect them to do anything, and that's the reason why I don't want nothing to do with the Hawks, bro. And if that's like you said, if you like the Hawks, you like the over, and I don't like the Hawks, so I'm on the under if I had to.
Pete, are you going to make anything official here?
No, not yet. What is Trot Wam on again?
He has not moved on anything, but he's
nothing
close to moving on. Marcus Smart
close.
over assists. Prop.
Marcus Smart over assists.
And
that's what he was talking about when Lil Wham started getting excited?
Yeah, Nasty Nate on it as well.
Over 5.5, huh?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Now I'm capping the toddlers here. All right. I might pull the trigger on that.
Let's move on to the next game on the board. And Dan Kelly has already given us his look, which we will discuss here shortly. Give to us off the top of the show. East first round game to New York Knicks, 47-35, 24-17 on the road at Cleveland Cavaliers, 51-31, 31-10 at home at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. I am on the Knicks to win the series at plus 170. I'm on them to win the East at plus 3,300. It went from 35 to 4,000. And then it moved back to 3,300. Unfortunately, I got it at 3,300. I also sprinkled on the 100 to 1 for the chip, but obviously, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm very excited. I was very excited about the first game of this series. And one thing that Pete always talks about is when a capper loves their home team. And Dan Kelly loves his Cleveland Cavaliers, and he's betting against them in that series. That has to be that's extremely important information, and that helped push me in the direction of the New York Knicks. There's our guy, Matty Ice, in the house. Great to see you, Matty Ice. So let's discuss first and foremost Dan Kelly's action. He's on the first quarter over 55 at minus 115. Our Dan Kelly on the first quarter over 55 at minus 115. And shout out to our Dan Kelly. All right, let's discuss situation. Knicks 47-35, 24-17 on the road. Cavs 20 games over 500, 21 games over 500 at home. The pace they played was 95 possessions a game. The Knicks had been playing to slightly over 100 possessions a game their final 10 games of the regular season, while Cleveland was playing 97.20 possessions a game. The Cavs opened up at -5. They're now at -6, -6-point favorites. From a total perspective, this opened up at 213. It's now up to 214 and a half. Very low scoring first game, 198 points scored in game one. Let's take a look at the line history here and all of the action. Let's go to all markets. The cash flow history here. We have 54% of the tickets and 77% of the cash on the Cavaliers. So we have bigger bets placed on the Cavaliers. They've moved from 5 to 6. Total wise, 42% of the tickets and 75% of the cash on the under, and yet this game has moved towards the over here. Spenny Pennybomb says Obi Toppin should see increased minutes with Hart out as well. I would consider his props, but not listed yet. Spenny says if Hart plays and I wouldn't touch, seems like Hart got upgraded to game time decision. He did. I was surprised, that he was sitting here doubtful. I was like, it's just. You could just see him in the lineup. You could just see him. He's just that kind of a basketball player. He just wants to be out there. And he wants to be there for his team. The Knicks looked excellent in that 101-97 victory. Hart had a big double-double, and if he's not there, that would hurt. But this is a deep team. We've seen what Grimes is capable of doing, and Obi Toppin as well. Hopefully, Fournier doesn't get any extra minutes, but it's possible. 17-10. He's the first Knicks reserve with a double-double in the playoff game since 2013. Donovan Mitchell played just under 44 minutes, and that was something that happened with you had Allen play 43 minutes, Garland played 43 minutes. Only 3 Knicks played more than 30 minutes. So the Cavs are going all out, and it's not enough. So let's hear what Pistol Pete thinks about this spot before we head over to Wam Bam Knicks Cavs, Pete.
Okay, well, you kind of said it. Are the Cavs gonna play the same usage that they played in the first game? Because if so, then probably Jarrett Allen, at very least, Jarrett Allen gets 10 or 11 rebounds minimum. My impression from what I read was that Hart is going to be out. I don't know what the latest news is, but I was assuming he was going to be out. So I don't know. I guess I was. Based on what Dan Kelly has said, I would have been leaning Knicks again, not necessarily to get a win, but to get a cover. But if you guys know basketball better than I do. Is Allen going to play 40 minutes again? Because if so, I like Allen over 9.5 or 10.5 rebounds.
Let's hear.
Yeah, I'm on the double-double. I'm on the double-double with Jarrett Allen, man. Minus 105.
Oh, yes.
Jarrett Allen,
Okay.
Money,
All
man. And you hit it right on the nail with me. I mean, what he said after the game is that they're going to change the defensive strategies. Their defensive strategies wasn't allowing them to get the rebounds. I mean, how many rebounds did they got a rebound with? 40 fucking rebounds. How many offensive possessions that they allowed? Like 17. I'm more like this, please. I think he loved it.
And there he goes again. There goes Lil Wam going nuts again. That's another winner. That's another winner right there.
I gave him my apple. He was quiet the whole breakdown. As soon as he started to talk, it was crazy.
I'm pretty good at capping the toddlers. This is a better play than Marcus Smart assists over. I'm definitely going to be on this. I'm going to bet it right now and make it official.
This is official for me. I'm also on the 5.5 as well with the Cavs. I think they bounced back. I got the 5.5 at minus 115. It's still available too. Minus 115 on Bovada, if I'm not mistaken. So you're gonna, and if you do go to that website, you got to go down to where they give out the alternate spreads. You see the 5.5 right in there, minus 115. Just a little insider there. You can't get on the rain page. They're only gonna give you the 6. But for the most part, I do like this look a lot. I know a lot of my guys that I respect. My boy going crazy right now. I do like a lot. A lot of people like this too. I know J Money talked about it yesterday. I know Ski likes this look. It's just got to be a bounce back spot for us. You know what I mean? Like they did what they had to do with the Cavs. I'm sorry, the Knicks. The Knicks did what they had to do. They bought the hell out. They went crazy. They went crazy on the boards like we talked about. And I ain't gonna lie. I think the difference in this game is going to obviously be the thing about the playoffs is not only about possessions or my boy going crazy. It's not about the possessions, you know what I mean, that are at a premium, but it's literally about like how things can really like spiral down with confidence too. Once you start seeing that these guys got so many players, they're so much deeper than you. Like it's really tough for you to like balance back with that. So I think that the Cavs obviously don't have the bench that the Knicks have. They got guys that could come in and help the Cavs right now. If they had like Hardenstein or some of these guys, Josh Hart, for example, if they had Josh Hart on the Cavaliers, their wing problem will be gone. They wouldn't have a problem with a wing. He'll be starting and all that stuff. The fact that this is a luxury player for the Knicks, it just adds on top of they didn't have Quickly out there playing well. They didn't have Quentin Grimes out there playing well. And man, like shout out to my boy Abel. Y'all know y'all hear this. My boy is mad as hell. He's like, bro, you still on this damn show? What's going on? But
I don't know. I'm capping the toddlers here out of the mouth of babes. I think he doesn't agree with that. I think the Knicks is a play.
And I think the psychological effect is going to give us the Cavs. Going to get a little ease back with the Knicks. I do think that they are going to be one of those greediest teams in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. And I think they've probably eventually win this series just again based off of the wing depth that they have and the lack of wing depth the Cavs have. This game right here is based off of just strictly situational, and I don't think that Donovan Mitchell, like I spoke on with the newly acquired Murray, I don't expect Donovan Mitchell to have all the shots in this game. Maybe he's still going to have the most shots, but I don't think he's going to have all of them. I think Darius Garland goes over the 20.5 points as well. Very close of doing that in the first game. Similar to what we're looking at the numbers here. We're trying to see what the odds makers are allowing us to take. Yesterday, Mikal Bridges was obviously going to be a popular pick. Mikal Bridges over in points. They set that shit up at 26.5, and it was juiced to the under at minus 130. You're seeing a flip-flop with this Darius Garland prop. They're juicing the over at minus 130, and they're giving you plus money on the under. I think a lot of people are expecting Donovan Mitchell to continue to be that guy for this Cavs team, and I think that it's going to be Darius Garland, possibly. May not be the leading scorer here, but he's going to get a fair amount of shots to go over that 20.5 points. So that's something I haven't locked in yet, but we did lock in is Jared Allen double-double. I think he continues to do that, which he got the double-double last game. So minus 105 is what I got that at. And then I got the Cavs minus 5.5, minus 115. And yeah, that's how we looking there.
Jared Allen double minus 105, Cavs minus 5.5 and minus 115. Dan Kelly added a couple spots to. I thought I just copied and pasted it, but it didn't go through. Dan Kelly added a couple bits. He loves the Allen prop. He's also on Grimes over 2.5 threes at plus 150, and he's on Mitchell Robinson over in rebounds.
All right, Jim, give me Jared Allen over 10.5 rebounds plus 100. That's the current line at Will Hill. Jared Allen over 10.5 rebounds plus 100.
Jared Allen over 10.5 rebounds at plus 100 for Pistol Pete Loshak. All right, let's roll on.
And I just have to say, it sounded like Lil Wam likes the Knicks.
It does,
I'm just letting you know my cap of the toddler.
No, I think so too. I think that's what he said. But people asking me whether I want to jump in on the first half play. I think I'm in a spectacular shape, especially with the Giannis injury. I know that looks like he'll come back, but this could be a back injury that plagues him throughout the playoffs. That's who the Knicks will get in the second round, either the Heat or the Bucks. And my goodness, if they can get through 2 rounds and this is all live, it'll just be the greatest hedging situation in the history of my action. I've never had, well, whatever. We don't need to talk about that, but I'm very excited, very, very excited about the Knicks action that I have. And LJ saying the Cleveland problem is they can't score in the paint. Knicks plus 14 points in the paint. Too many turnovers are cause for concern for the Cavs. And our Troy Torrance is back in the Cavs minus 5.5 with Wam Bam. And Wham is on the Jared Allen double-double. And Pete's on the Jared Allen over 10.5 rebounds. And I already mentioned Dan Kelly's first quarter over 55 at minus 115. All right, let's roll on the final game on the card tonight. This one got me right in the heart of the khakis. On Sunday, I got in on Phoenix plus 160. I had plenty of chances to, take the Clippers at a plus line to kind of, take away some of the pressure that I was dealing with. I didn't, and it hurt. Let's talk about this spot here. Clippers 44-38, 21-20 on the road. West first round game 2. Clippers up 1-0 in the series. Suns 45-37, 28-13 at home. And DC Cappers on Cleveland, New York Knicks under in the first half. Yeah, I can spend a little bit of time on that while we're discussing this one and let you know my thoughts on that first half under. Darren Turner says market moving in the Suns' favor, but I don't know why. He's leaning to the over 225. Preston Ekdahl says 10 games so far where the spread has not mattered in the playoffs. The underdog wins outright or the favorite rolls. The Trill OG play of the day is in. Trill OG play of the day is the Suns' first quarter minus 3. Suns' first quarter minus 3. Pace at the Footprint Center in Game 1 was 102.50 possessions a game, a little faster than both the Clippers and the Suns played the last 10 games of the year. Dan Kelly has the same game parlay at 3-1. KD over 2.5 threes, KD over 29.5 points, and the Suns money line.
Got it, Dan Kelly. Hell yeah. Thank you, Dan Kelly.
Got that at DraftKings. Penny Bombs is on Norm Powell, 20-plus points. In the excitement of the moment for Sunday, I did follow Tail 2 player props. That also got me right in the old drink hole, right in the old food pussy. Very angry about both of them. One was Storm and Norman over points. The other was 8 and under 16.5 points. They both got me. But let's stay focused here on what could be coming, not the anger of last week's or Sunday's action. The Clippers looked excellent in Game 1. No getting around it. 115-110 at Phoenix on Sunday. Let's take a look at the line history here for this Suns spot. Final game on the board here on Loshak in the bag. The Suns open up minus 7.5. They're now minus 8.5. That's a big spread. This total opened up at 225. It's now at 227. So on Sunday, there was a big move to the under, and here there's a big move to the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. We have 50% of the tickets on the Clippers, or excuse me, on this. Well, yeah, 50 on the Clippers, 50 on the Suns, and 81% of the cash on the Suns. So the big bets are coming in on the Suns. Market obviously concerned and moving the line. Total wise, it's 50-50 on the total. You have 50% of the tickets, 51% of cash on the over, but obviously the books seem concerned about that overaction and are moving the line accordingly. Leonard is first game in a playoff game in 22 months. And he looked very good. 38 points, 13 of 24 shooting. Westbrook shot 3 of 19 from the field, but he did a lot of good for them. 11 points, 8 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals. KD, 27 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds. And that's the first time they've lost with him on the floor. Booker went for 26. Torrey Craig went for 22. Chris Paul, 11 and 10. 11 boards and 10 assists, but just 7 points. He's got to score more. And Gordon was excellent, 19 points for the Clippers, and clearly the primary option with Paul George sideline. Pistol Pete, any feels before Wam Bam breaks this down in Clippers Suns?
You know, my thought was the Trill OG play of the day, Suns first quarter, but then I'm seeing -3 money line, like -205. I don't know, man. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger on it. Got to hear what you guys have to say first.
Take it away, Wam Bam.
Tough fucking game, man. Tough game. Because the narrative to me is going to tell us to take the Clippers. They can be able to grind this shit out. Ty Lue is a genius. Let's just talk about all of that. And Russ, he ready to beat up the fans, man. He going into the suites, asking for his questions, got his shirt all the way up like he Webby. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. That was crazy. And let's add a little element here. The books probably want the Clippers too after my guy Jimmy broke that down. And does the NBA want it? They put the boy that just Scott Foster in here. We know what type of time he be on when it comes to Chris Paul. 13 playoff games. The last time it was last 13 playoff games he officiated with Chris Paul on the court. They all lost. Chris Paul lost every last one. Favorite probably a majority of them if you want to be technical. This is a spot that I can't take the Clippers because same reason why I feel like the Knicks may be falling a little bit flat here. They kind of already did what they needed to do. We do see that Paul George is working with the shoot around today. So obviously he's going to be leaning towards, likely to play within the next few games. I think it's probably more likely to happen in LA rather than in the Suns, but he is out there. He is warming up. Possibly can't play today. Who knows? There's been a lot of good information regarding his injury recently. But that being said, I could think the same way that you're saying as well, Pete. I think that early spot with the Suns may be a good spot. And I don't think they're going to cover, but I think that Chris Paul and Scott Foster, they might shake a little hands earlier in the game. Like, hey, man, I need this one, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he might end up getting them. He might end up giving it to him. So my mind is telling me to take the Suns, but me being Scott Foster's godson, I can only think to take the Clippers in the full game, the +8. Something I haven't bet here yet. I'm going to look at this game based off of how I do in the first game, in the Cavs game. If the Cavs game work how it's supposed to work, I'm going to be riding with my boy Scotty. I'm not going to lie. It may not be a full unit, but I don't think I could go past a game where he's officiating against Chris Paul. We know the results, bro. Like, it's just that simple. You just take that shit blindly. It's similar to Dwayne Casey going up against the Raptors. Like, just take it blindly, man. It has to lose multiple times. We've made enough money off of this. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. I don't feel like I could do that full game, but I like the first half, first quarter looks like you guys are saying. It just seems that, there has to be some type of resin there. But I will say this too. Now, the thing that I forgot to mention, my son was going crazy, is that they had a -23 bench points in that Cavs Knicks game. So they were able to hold down the bench like something crazy. In this game, I kind of feel the same vibes, man. I feel like in this game, the bench is definitely a lot better. They mortgaged their whole, future, their whole bench with this team. Bench points, 24, -24 for the Phoenix Suns. So the bench got outscored 34-10. Similar, very similar. You know what I mean? So I think it's a matchup problem. I think that's a matchup problem, a depth problem. It's going to be a long-term problem rather than situational. So again, I'm kind of going against that in both of these games because I think the Suns do bounce back. But the 8, I think it's such a big number. There's no way I could think that Kawhi Leonard and even possibly Paul George coming back could get us squeezed into this number here. So I'm not going to lie, though. If Paul George is announced in, I'm not going to touch the full game because similar to how you say, Jimmy, the start coming back, it kind of throws it off a little bit. And Babano kind of alluded to that yesterday when I was talking to him, too. So I might not play that, but everything in my mind is telling me to take the Suns, but my heart and the bet history that I have as far as like my knowledge here, we make money with going against Chris Paul when Scott Foster's there, and that's the only way I could think about it, man. So as far as props and anything, I don't want any props in this game. I think it's so much evenly spread around. If I'm taking any props, it's gonna be KD because I think the fact that he didn't close the game last game, I think he didn't like get enough shots to close the game out. I think that's another problem that they have as far as chemistry wise. Even though it's the first loss that they had, it's a big loss. You know what I mean? It's not like regular season. I think they probably would have been better off losing in the regular season, just to work on certain things. So the fact that they're dealing with certain shit now, it may be a little too late. So I think the Clippers maybe having a number just based off of the bench problem, and then along with Paul George coming back eventually.
Yeah, it's a great breakdown. The series is going to be a lot of fun, and I hope it ends with the Suns being eliminated. I personally hope that's the case, and we will see here. We do have action. We have Trill OG play today from LJ from H-Town, Suns first quarter, -3. We have a same game parlay from Dan Kelly, KD over 2.5 threes, KD over 29.5 points, and the Suns money line. Pistol Pete, is there anything you're making official here for Clippers Suns?
Nah, I'm not gonna go against that Scott Foster trend. No way. Not even first quarter. No way. Although I hope it does cash because I'm not gonna bet the other side. Hope LJ from H-Town cashes with that one.
Big shout out to Dav Fenn, OG Lowbagger, being with us since day one. Pete, he says sorry he missed the show, but he's gonna watch it soon. And April 18th is his birthday. Says no pressure for a pick.
April 18th? Is that today?
That is today, my friend. I think that you need to deliver the goods to our friend Dav Fenn, who we love dearly. Dav Fenn in the house. Yes, you will get a birthday pick from our Pistol Pete Loshak. By the way, Pete's MLB record now moves to 11-4 as he cashes the first 3 under 2.5 in the Tigers game. So now moves to 11-4 plus 8.89 units for Pistol Pete Loshak in MLB to start off the season. So let's review all NBA action here right now on the show. I just went over the action for the Suns game. Let's review all action for the rest of the NBA action. In Atlanta, Boston, we have no action at this point. No action. Oh, wait, we have the Smart. Why don't I have the Smart assists there? What the hell happened to that?
Because he didn't make it official, but Lil Wam liked it. Not as much as the Jared Allen stuff, but he liked it.
Okay. I don't know why. I thought I had all that here. But we have a lot of action here in the Cavs game. Allen over 10.5 boards at plus 100 for Pete. Wham is Allen double-double at -105. Wham's on the Cavs -5.5 at -115. Dan Kelly loving that. He's also on the Grimes over 2.5 threes, and Mitchell Robinson over in the rebounds, and he's on the first quarter over 55. Then we already discussed the Suns prop. So is Smart going to become official, Wam Bam, or are you keeping that off your card for now?
For now, I haven't locked that in yet, so I can't give it out of official play. Think shit happens throughout the day. I may even forget, so I can't get that out as official play. I haven't bet it yet.
Wow, and we just got, I guess, a 3-run bomb by Cleveland, but after the first 3. So it's already been cashed. The money's already been spent. Nothing to worry there. Wham Bam, great work here. I love also watching Pete cap the capper over the last 6 weeks to a beautiful record. That's all because of your hard work. Thank you for rolling with us. You can catch Wham Bam here every Tuesday on Loshak in the Bag. And we're going to cut this video out. So this will be a separate video for NBA here this afternoon, of which Wham Bam will star in. Wham Bam, thank you for your hard work. Any last words for the Capper Sport in the show?
Oh, man, make sure you tune back in on Tuesday. We'll be back live breaking down more playoff games. And go Lakers, man. Go Lakers is looking a little, my plus 2,000 to win a championship is looking pretty good. I'm just saying. Shout out to the Lakers.